a lot of people have sent it to me this week, now that you're back on Twitter or X, and they're like,
they're rattled.
And I want to say this as well. I joked at the beginning about exposing Lee. It's not about exposing Lee. We're going to play the video, but then I want to ask a question ahead of time, and I want a direct answer. I want to know when you're
direct answer.
Comedically, I'm saying your villain arc, but where and why your mentality towards football and expectations change. Let's take a little listen to this video.
You support the club, not a manager, not an individual. I get it. I get why people want to question decisions. But when you win a football match, what the fuck is your life? Seriously. Come on, man. We've won the game. And our job this season was to get in the top 4. We're well on course to do that. If we win all of our games, we finish 4th. End of debate. End of story. It's as simple as that. We finish 4th if we win our games. So...
And it goes on. And what was interesting for me to see it, and again, I'll always banter you online, and I know we get into like arguments and stuff, we get heated, but I listened to it and I just thought there's such a difference in you now. And I want to say this from the start. I am not showing this video to go, I got ya. It's not about that for me. It's almost, when I listen to all the arguments you've had on the show, managers are liars. If you're not winning the Prem, you're a failure. If you get some of your opinions, if you get promoted to the Premier League and you're one of the smallest clubs in the country and you don't win the Premier League, you're a failure. So I don't care what you did last season winning trophies. You don't win now. Winning games and that don't lead to winning trophies are pointless wins. Goals that lead to wins that don't lead to winning trophies are pointless goals. Top 4 isn't something to be celebrated. What changed in you to make your football opinions so vastly different now to what they were 4 or 5 years ago?
Well, according to Twitter, mate, it was YouTube revenue. Because it's that easy to get paid on YouTube that everyone's doing it, isn't they? Like, so easy. Yeah. But if you actually go back to when that was Unai Emery's first season or only season, full season. Yeah. I would have took you as manager over Arsene Wenger. Yeah. That is how much I'd gone. So our job is to back the team, get 4th. Yeah, there was a little bit of sarcasm in there, but at the same time, a lot of realism in there in terms of I believe everything I said in that video. Yeah, but a little bit sarcastic with it. Yeah, and the funny thing about it is that Arsene Wenger was just happy getting top 4. Then he finished 5th and 6th. Yeah, so for me, Unai Emery comes in. Most of the fan base didn't want Unai Emery. Any manager who came in after Wenger, they were hounding him out. It could have been Jose, it could have been Klopp, it could have been anyone, it could have been Pep. They wouldn't have wanted him because it ain't Arsene Wenger, and they're in love with Wenger, which is why they've latched onto my club and buried it. Yeah, because they don't support their local team, they support my team, right? And they've put it in the gutter, right? But at that point, it was, and there's another video. Yeah, I'll find the clip. Right, there's another video where I go, well, our aim this season, and it was me and Chig. RIP to you, my bro. Yeah, it was me and him sat on the stream, and I sat there and I said, if we finish less than 37 points away from the winners of the title, finish 5th, yeah, and get 1 away win, I'm happy.
So
my point is, Wenger's gone. Sorry. Okay. I was so deep invested in getting that geezer out, and he has buried this football club. Yeah, because the amount of thousands and millions of people that have supported this club off of the back of a gold title that these legends behind me won, yeah, and now they've buried this football club. So it was like a release. Okay, cool. He's now gone. I'll take 4th. Yeah, I'll take 4th. Our job this season, we've won a game. Back your manager, because that's what I kept getting told for years and years. Oh, just back him. Look at what he's done for the club. Cool. Unai Emery's here. Back him. Our job this season is to support the team, back the team, and if we win all our games, we finish 4th. But now, fast forward all these years later, yeah. So that could have been any manager. I would have said the same shit.
So no, I understand. So what I heard there, and you correct me if I'm wrong, is that was more sarcasm than real.
It was more real than sarcasm, but there was a big element of sarcasm.
Okay, because again, but what I want you to do is answer my question. Why do you look at football so differently now? So we've just spoke about Ten Hag and Man United for a while, and you're like, your manager's a fucking liar because he doesn't speak the full truth. Winning a Carabao Cup in the league and coming 3rd in the league is nothing to celebrate. If you're not winning Premier Leagues and Champions League straight away when new managers come in, you're a failure. you're such a different person now from in terms of your football opinion. What changed in you to make you see football? Because that is, in my opinion, if you were serious in most of that, your lens of how you view football has changed dramatically. Why? What changed in you? Why do you see it so different?
I've had enough. Terry, longest title drought in our history. At the end of this season, it'd be 30 years without a European trophy, 20 without a title. And this club have got the audacity to stitch down the T-shirt, the invincible wins and draws. Yeah, the audacity.
Why is there an audacity in that?
Because we ain't won the league since then.
So you can't celebrate your club's history because you're not winning now.
Oh, it's yours gold. Terry, I don't live in Disneyland, yeah? And I've moved from that point. That was Emery's only season. So at that point, it was a release off the shoulder after years of battling and fighting and getting Wenger out the club. Yeah? And he did get sacked. I don't care what anyone tells me. That guy got sacked. 10,000 people in the stadium against Man City. David Silva goes 2-0 and they all walk out. Yeah? 20 minutes in, they all walk out. Yeah? That season, that could have been literally Steve Boulder's manager. I would have said the same stuff. Yeah? But now, we fast forward from that. This fan base, got straight on his case as soon as he got the job. Didn't want to back him because they were in love with Wenger. Oh, puppy Wenger, daddy Wenger, oh, big daddy Wengs and all this crap. Yeah, they've latched onto this football club and buried it. Now move forward, we sack him and go and hire a novice. I've had enough. Yeah, at the end of this season, 20 years without a title. Yes, celebrate the Invincibles. Cool. How dare you have the audacity to stitch it on our T-shirt this season?
So I understand that. What I find intriguing about it is sometimes the things you say. So, for instance, when you're talking about a person in isolation, I get you. Ten Hag's a puppet, and he's not nasty towards his players. He's not ruthless and doesn't kick him into the reserves. Therefore, he's a puppet and he isn't doing his job right. And then, and listen, that's a fair opinion. Where I sometimes feel your opinions fall down is when you start to plaster it across football, if that makes sense. Because, like a minute ago, you said Roma are like a big club. They have one more league title than Tottenham, about the same amount of domestic trophies, and Spurs have more European success than them. But I don't think you would call Spurs a big club. You'd say they're a tin pot club that wins nothing. And I get that. So sometimes I look at it and think, I don't. And again, sometimes it's perception. There are other times where you say things and I'm like, every manager, your opinion is every manager at every Premier League club, barring Pep, is a puppet. And therefore that means the clubs are run poorly. Fans should do more. But now you've said what you've said, that you basically had enough. Maybe I understand your villain arc.
I've had enough. I have.
Because you're so angry. This is what I think's happened to you. It's my opinion, listening to what you've said. You're so angry that Arsenal have fouled you. You're projecting your anger out onto everybody else, to a point where last season we had debates on this show where you said to me and the viewers that fans shouldn't celebrate goals in games they win, where in that season they may not go on to win anything. And for me, that's almost, when you look at that clip where you're like, what is your life if you can't celebrate a win? The fact that 4 years later, you don't think any football fan in the country, unless they're going to win their league title, should celebrate goals is, you need therapy, bro. I'm worried. You need to smile, bro.
I need this fan base. I need this. I'm sorry. My life's amazing. Yeah, this football club drives me nuts. Right? This football club has taken the wholesale piss out of us. Yeah, for 2 decades. Right? You can get there in a minute. We smashed Highbury down to compete with Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich had just won 10 in a row. Yeah, Real Madrid have won 6 trophies in 2 years. We ain't won 6 in 20. Yeah. Come on, let's be real with this.
This is the thing. I understand elements, and like I said earlier when we were talking about the Glazers and Ten Hag, I think why I got so angry, and I hold my hands up to it, is because it's not about, again, because of what you just did. Then I was literally about to say, because there are lots of things that I agree with in terms of what you say, but it's when you do this crazy, in my opinion, unattainable level of expectation and behavior from people. So
no, sorry to cut you off. Let me just say very quickly. Sorry to cut you off.
Go on.
No, Man United are the biggest club in England, the biggest budget in England. How dare I expect Man United to win a title or compete for a title?
Okay.
How dare the third biggest club in England, Arsenal, the third biggest club in the country, Arsenal, how dare I expect us with one of the biggest budgets in the league and the world, how dare I expect us to win something?
So, again, Lee.
And how dare I expect the managers of both of them football clubs and Klopp, who I've also called a puppet, right? How dare I expect the three biggest clubs in England to actually act like the three biggest clubs in England? Yeah.
Okay.
How dare I?
So again, let me counter that. We're saying there's nothing wrong with you expecting them to act like the biggest clubs. However, when you then compare them to say PSG, they should be winning like PSG are winning.
Yep.
By definition alone, that's impossible because
it's not.
No, let me finish my point and I'll explain to you why it is. PSG have a monopoly over everybody else in their league. If Man United and Arsenal, Liverpool, who are very similar sizes, fan bases, incomes that are big, and Chelsea, huge amount of money and income, and Arsenal and City all run themselves impeccably, it's impossible to do what PSG do in terms of winning the league as regularly as they do. And this is where this is what I mean by delving into these arguments and conversations in more detail and not interjecting each other. I get your view is you should be trying to win every year. You've said before that if managers don't win the league every year, they should be sacked. But if you actually have...
No, if you're going to quote me properly. The aim of the game is to win, right?
Yes.
If you don't win the league, Klopp, for example, Klopp didn't win the league last season. I said, if you don't win nothing this season, sack him.
Okay.
You've now had 2 years.
And that's fair, but let me finish my point so you understand where I'm coming from, because you're arguing back when you don't know what I was going to say. If all these clubs are acting like big clubs in the way you want, let's just say utopia world, they're all doing every year. The managers are calling out their owners. The clubs are being run like Man City, and they've all got brilliant teams. 4 of them every year are still going to lose. So my question to you is this: is it not about winning, or is it about how you behave and how you're run? Because if it's only about winning, then it doesn't matter how well you're run or how poorly you're run. By your own definition, you're going to sack pretty much every manager at some point in the next 2 to 3 years. Or is it about the way they behave that matters more than winning? Because I'm confused now.
Okay, so is the league the only trophy you can win?
No, but I'm using the league. But hang on. But it's not the answer, because Ten Hag won the League Cup, and you said that's not enough.
He keeps his job.
Yeah, but you also that's not enough. He's got to go and win the Premier League, or he loses his job. So
that's a start. Well done.
Yes,
first season.
Again, I know, but you've said that if he's,
I'm giving you an answer.
But he's got to go and win the league. So you put the league.
Win the league. It's Man United.
You put yes. So you put the league as the barometer. If you don't win the league, you lose your job. But if the clubs are run well and the managers are behaving how you want them to, 4 of them every single season are going to not win the league. Factually, it can't be done. They can't all win the league.
Yeah.
So would you keep them in their jobs if they were not winning but behaving the right way? Is my question.
No. Yeah, I don't care. When you say behave in the right way, you think behave in the right way is for your manager to sit there and blow smoke.
No, Lee, can I stop you? Because I don't want to interject, but I'm basing it on your definition of behaving the right way. So calling out owners, sticking players into the reserves if they're not behaving.
I've asked for 5 players.
Please let me finish. So if they're doing all those things and the owners are behaving like Man City's, 4 of those 5 clubs we've mentioned are all going to lose the league guaranteed every year because only one can win it. You would sack the manager. So I'm asking, so it's not. So is it not about behaviour and only winning, or is it about
go and win the cup? Then go and win the Champions League, Europa League, whatever competition. The league is one trophy. Yes, it's the ultimate. Yeah, for English football, it's the ultimate. Yeah, but you're sitting there talking about PSG. Well, I remember Lille 4 years ago won the title because we signed Nicola Pepe after it. Yeah, I remember 2 years ago. Yeah, that PSG didn't win the league again, did they, Terry? So
no, I understand that point, but let's go back to what I originally said, and it was I think sometimes you have these unattainable ideologies, and I get why you've said you've had enough and you're angry and you're fuming. But I think what it's led to, what I do think is unattainable is some of the standards you put out there based on what I just said. You've said that Man United should do what Bayern Munich and PSG do, but we do not have a monopoly over those leagues in the same way. You sometimes compare like clubs to Real Madrid, who are the biggest and the greatest club in the world. Sometimes sometimes you've said before the speed of which a team improves. So Brighton, you expect them to behave like Man City when they don't have the resources yet, and it's going to take them years to get there. So the point I'm saying to you is that the the speed of expectations and the level of expectations you have, in my opinion, are so high that most people will never achieve them. And I believe what you do is you're setting yourself up almost to consistently be angry. Managers have always got to say things the way you want. And I think for me, you said you're angry about the way Arsenal are, and I think sometimes your frustration.
If you're going to quote me properly, I said,
if you've had enough, that means when you say you've had enough, what does that mean? Fed up, angry, upset?
It means I've had enough. This club is taking the piss.
But your emotion.
And you're saying that I have a level of expectation that is unattainable.
Yes, I
for
do.
All clubs, load of rubbish.